So I'm heading to the grocery store to grab a couple things for dinner. Kyle is going to his brother's to watch the Yankees game, so I'm on my own for dinner tonight, and I think I'm gonna get a California Pizza Kitchen pizza and some stuff for a salad. So that is the plan. Is this weird lighting? I think it's weird lighting. I might wait for just a second. So I went to the bins yesterday, which is the Goodwill Outlet, for anybody who doesn't know, where you thrift by basically sifting through these big bins of clothes, shoes, hard goods, and then you pay by the pound at the end rather than each item being individually priced. It's a pay by the pound situation, so it does tend to be pretty low cost, whether you're sourcing inventory to resell or thrifting for yourself. It's a great place to get some pretty lower priced inventory or items. I actually ended up going for, I think, around 6 hours, which might sound completely insane to some people, but I can only go thrifting one day a week since I live a little over an hour away from the bins, and so I'm not able to go 2-3 times a week for 2 to 3 hours. So I'm trying to go for about 6 hours once a week and see how that goes. So I'm trying that out, and so far yesterday it was successful, but I didn't end up getting more during that time than I normally do when I go for like 3 hours. So I don't know if that was fully because I was being really picky, knowing I was going to be there a while, and like I wasn't like kind of rushing, or if it's just because it wasn't a great day at the bins as far as what I was finding. So I'm going to try to go again next week for about that same amount of time and see if I end up leaving with more, or if I'm not actually able to get more stuff even if I'm going longer, because that's really the goal, is to be able to get a little bit more stuff going longer so that I can list more, sell more without having to find another day to go to the bins or take that extra trip. Because I did one of those like online calculators where you can see what the tolls are and what the gas is from, you know, where I am here in New York to the Goodwill Bins in New Jersey, and it was $23 for one trip to the bins. It's like 9 something both ways for gas approximately, and then like 3 something for the tolls. So it came out to around $23 per trip, and then of course my time with the hour on each side driving. So anyways, all that to say, I'm trying to thrift for longer when I go to the bins, but if it doesn't actually end up resulting in more inventory, then it probably is not going to be worth it. So I'm going to try that out for probably about a month and then reevaluate after that. But that's where I'm at. I ended up relisting and lowering the price by 40 to 50% on like 50 items in my closet, items that I've had for 8 months or more, like that have just not moved, and some of them I've had a year and a half. So I ended up relisting, dropping the price by a good amount on a lot of that stuff just to get it moved out. And I ended up making, I think, 7 or 8 sales from that. So that was great. If you guys have stale inventory, that's a good option. Just relisting and then like very much lowering the price, because the items aren't, you know, necessarily super desirable. But it's just really interesting how, like most things, obviously, the more you do it and the more you learn, the better you become at it. So that is absolutely what it's like with sourcing and reselling. But I think we probably all can look back at the buys we had the first few months especially and just like facepalm and be like, what was I doing? Oh, I did want to also tell you guys that the main, potentially only, but definitely the main reason that I don't film when I go to the Goodwill Bins is that you're not allowed to film in there. They don't allow filming at the location that I go to, which I kind of like, because then I can just like focus and nobody else is filming, and I think it just kind of helps the flow. So that's really why I have not been filming Thrift With Me's, and I honestly I really don't go to regular thrift stores anymore, or at least I haven't in a while. So the Bins is really where I am doing most of, if not all, my sourcing at the moment. And so I haven't been able to film any type of Thrift With Me since there's no filming allowed. But yeah, if I do go to a regular thrift store soon, I'll probably try to film it. But okay, let's head on in to Hannaford. This thin crust is the best I've ever had. A little bit of green goddess dressing. Who's ready for the Taylor Swift album? I'm pretty excited for her new album to come out tonight. I found the Taylor Swift cardigan while I was at the Goodwill Bins one time, and it sold for $330, which is my highest profit flip to date. I was thinking someone could totally buy a few pieces of her merch, hold on to it, and resell it, and probably make a really good profit. And I know that they have like a limit on how many, which I think is really smart that one person can buy, but I think that's pretty cool. If you bought like 2 things and you kept them for a while and then you flipped them. So anyways, I always was a big Taylor Swift fan, like in high school and college, and like her albums, like I feel like I kind of grew up with her, and then I feel like I just kind of stopped listening to Taylor Swift, and then like not that long ago I was like, I love her music. And so yeah, I think I'm a bigger fan than I thought, and it's just like so reminiscent of like different time periods of my life. And so anyways, I kind of thought I wasn't a Taylor Swift fan, but now I'm like, no, I actually am a Taylor Swift fan. I also am thinking about ordering one of the vinyls that comes out with the new album, because we have a record player and I kind of want like some Taylor Swift albums, honestly. So let me know if you guys are excited for that. It will have come out already by the time you guys see this video. So let me know down below, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, what your favorite song or few favorite songs on the new album are. Oh yeah. By the way, friendly reminder to everybody who thrifts, an alcohol wipe afterwards is needed. And I don't do that enough. I did it this morning and was like, I should probably do this after every single time I thrift. It was great. I had one more slice. Okay, this lighting, I gotta really figure it out. I just gotta get a better light, maybe a ring light. This box light, this is what I got going on. So I was looking on the Poshmark app under my closet insights, which I don't actually look at that often. So it's something that I feel like is actually really helpful information if you sell on Poshmark. So it basically breaks down your sales for the month and the best brands that are selling in your Poshmark closet, the average sales price. So what I found really helpful was to go into sales insights and then change the category to women, because that is primarily what I sell are women's items. And then to be able to see the average sales price, the total number of sales for the month, the number of listings sold. And I actually looked at it for the year and thought that that was really helpful to see both the average sales price of my top selling categories and then, you know, the number in sales, the number of listings sold. I thought that was really helpful information. So since I am working on just gradually increasing my average sales price, it's not a hard, like I have a number in mind or anything. I just want to get that up just a little bit. And I realized that shoes, dresses, bags, and jeans tend to be my highest average sales price categories. So it's something that I feel like I need to pay more attention to just to get to know my customer base, and also what maybe is best to focus on financially. It's kind of just like, where should I be focusing my attention? And these My Closet Insights really helped, along with my master spreadsheet that I have on Excel. But Poshmark is really where I primarily sell, so I do think that the tools that Poshmark provides are pretty helpful. So if you haven't looked at that in a long time or ever, I think it's good just to look through, just to see kind of what's going on. I definitely think it's helpful to look at that if you haven't in a while. But otherwise, I don't know what else. I would like to vlog a little bit more, just because I feel like it's a really good way to share kind of in the moment updates or just be more casual. And I like to do the sit down videos, but sometimes the like, what's the right word? Sometimes they just feel a little bit less natural, just because I'm like sitting down at my desk or at my chair and with the lights, which I have a light on right now, but it's just like a little bit more casual, just to be like hanging out a little bit. So I don't know, I might do a little bit more vlogging and just try to incorporate stuff that I want to talk about into the vlogs and just have it be more vlog style. I also do sometimes get comments on my videos just asking a question that I don't necessarily want to make a whole video on, but that I think would be helpful to a lot of people who watch my videos. So I might try to do a little bit more vlogging and just incorporate some questions that way, just to kind of answer questions in a timely manner without making it a whole video or always responding in the comments. I do most of the time respond to comments, and especially if I can be helpful, I'll write out like a pretty decent response, but sometimes I do think it might just be good to kind of insert some of those in videos for more people to see, and maybe other people have those same questions. So yeah, I might try to do that, but most of the questions I get are about reselling, so those are the type of questions I mean. But yeah, so probably will try to do a little bit more of that, just because I do enjoy it. And I think I will maybe get a ring light or some type of a portable one, so I can bring my camera out and about a little bit, or just like even around the house, to have like a light that's a little bit more portable would be nice. So I might look into that, as long as it's like cheap. Can't be dropping too much, especially because my next big YouTube purchase needs to be a camera. The camera I'm using right now is Kyle's parents' camera, and I am incredibly grateful that they have let me use this camera. I just don't want to ruin it. I just want to make sure it gets safely back to them. But yeah, with that being said, I also have an iPhone 8, and so it's very not up to date as far as the camera quality. If you have a good phone, that works too. I do not, so I cannot use this, but I mean, I could, but you guys would not like it. But I think I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm gonna go relax with Nelly, watch a movie, and I might list a few items just because I did photograph earlier today, so I kind of want to list a few, but if I don't, I can do it in the morning, so we'll see. But either way, movie with Nelly, it's happening.